Joey, coming to check in on an old man? I must confess, I would rather you were here to speak to the warden and begin my trial.
Soon, old friend. We don't want to go to trial until we've got the whole picture.
Oh, I grow weary of staring at these four bare walls. But I suppose you know what you're doing. You know the role of arbiter cannot be taken lightly. Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide. So the truth is out. I never meant to kill her, you know. When I found out she was a Sith spy using me to gain information, that something inside me just snapped. She didn't know I had found out. So I waited until she fell asleep. And then I killed her. Simple, really. But once I realized what I'd done, I panicked. I contacted those spies from the Republic to help me. I found the illegal monitoring device that the Sith had planted in the room, altered its recording to hide my part in it, and cleared up the evidence. I figured that was the end of it. The Sith must have been spying on me and Alasa, trying to make sure she wasn't a double agent. They must have seen the Republic spies getting rid of all the evidence, so they planted their own evidence. Alasa must have stolen that hero's cross from me long ago and given it to her Sith masters like some kind of trophy. I just thought I'd misplaced it. But when the cross turned up on her body, I knew the Sith had put it there. So, now you know the whole story. What are you going to do? You think I'm some kind of monster, don't you? All I did was kill a Sith. How many Sith have you killed? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands?
That's different, Sunry, and you know it. We don't kill them in cold blood while they sleep.
I don't see how the two of us are any different. She was a spy. She was using me to get information so Malak's army could destroy the Republic. She deserved his eye. If I confess, I'm looking at 20 years in prison. And the Otto City officials might even place Kolto sanctions on the Republic Embassy. Without Kolto, how can we treat the injuries to our soldiers on the front lines? I'm glad you decided to see reason in this. If I'm convicted, it could cause trouble for the Republic Embassy here on Manaan. And none of us want that now, do we?
It is an honor to see justice served, and I will see Sunry is executed for the crime he has committed.
The man I saw leaving, Sunry, probably left after I heard the blaster shot.
The guilt of the accused is apparent even this early in the trial. You are Firith Me, the well-known Pazak player. I wonder if we can trust the word of a gambler as reliable testimony. Of course, Your Honor. Firith Me, what did you see the night of the murder?
Well, I came out into the hallway after hearing the blaster shot and saw Sunry over there limping down the hall out of the building.
A very obvious point, Your Honors. The accused was seen leaving the scene of the crime after the blaster that killed Elassa was fired.
You mean actually see him kill her with my own eyes? Well, no, but I don't think there could have been anyone else there. I think it may have been. I mean, you'd have to be pretty stupid to leave something that important lying around, wouldn't you?
Glupor the Rhodian, you were staying in the hotel the night of the murder and saw Sunry leaving Elasa's room, didn't you?
Lupor jiking mata sunri mulira. King kunju pashak lupor. No ba mulira set kilai kunka.
This is clear, then, that Sunry left the room with the Sith Elasa already dead behind him.
Lupor tang himo majik lupor aki engkau tunsit. Lupor no mulira chuni mulira tang sunri. King ba no konik dorcha. Cuba ka cepat lupor. Cawa whisky sit. Lupor ka coba cawa wisyun kun. Ogra shok chong kanti cha hudro. Lupor kan king David nibora tong chitsa. Lupor.
Don't do it, Glupor.
Lupor kan king David nibora tong chitsa.
Lies! Slander! I object!
Lupor wonky.
You, Elora, are Sunry's lawful wife. Your husband was a hero in the last war between the Sith Empire and the Republic. He was crippled in that war. Do you not believe he'd blame the Sith for his injury?
Yes, I guess he would.
And there you have motive. Sunry seeks revenge on the Sith for what they did to him and killed Elasa.
Yes, it was true. He was having an affair with that Sith harlot.
It seems painfully obvious that he killed her to keep her quiet about the affair.
He'd been seeing her for some time, I think. But he said he was going to change. He'd gone there that night to end it. We talked the night before and he'd promised. But now things have become so very complicated.
I wish to call forth Sunry himself, Your Honors. Are you a war hero, Mr. Sunry? You fought in wars against the Sith Empire, correct?
Yes, that's right. And I don't regret it either. The Republic needs its heroes.
Indeed. Would you say that you dislike the Sith? Even hate them?
Of course I hate them. Trying to take over the galaxy every chance they get, killing millions of innocents?
Pure politics. Were you in Elassa's room on the night of the murder?
Well, yes, I was. I had been having an affair with Elassa, my wife, yes. But I realized how wrong I'd been, and I was going there to end it.
You were having an affair with a Sith. You wanted to end it quickly and quietly, so you killed her from behind and tried to flee.
No, I
think we can see the answer clear enough, Mr. Sunry.
I don't know. The medal had gone missing some time ago. I never found out what happened to it. It's possible the Sith had stolen it and had it planted on the body.
Supposition, Your Honors?
Yes, I think they would. They wouldn't want to lose one of their sources, even though I didn't give them anything. They might have killed her for her failure. Or they might have thought she'd turn against them or something like that.
The Sith Empire is not the barbaric institution you portray it to be. I think the facts in this case are very straightforward. Sunry was having an affair with Elassa. He sought to end it, and the simplest, quickest method, given his hatred of the Sith, was to simply kill her. Witnesses saw Sunri fleeing the scene, and material evidence places him there at the time of the murder as well. I am confident that any informed observation of the facts will lead the judges, Your Honors, to this very conclusion. Oh, that doesn't mean a thing. He was there, running from the room. The Sith would not leave the medal of her killer clutched in her hand. Your Honors, no!
I guess you got the result you wanted, but I still think it was a big waste of time. We Mandalorians prefer to settle things with a nice, quick trial by combat.
Oh, Sunri, I'm so glad.
Elora, thank you for saving me. I don't know how I can repay you. Elora and I are going to leave here and get as far away from all this as soon as we can. I and the Republic will not forget what you've done for us. Thank you.
Have you managed to retrieve the data from our droid in the Sith base? Excellent. It does not appear to have been tampered with, so the Sith did not manage to copy its contents yet. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manaan is the sole source of Kolto, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly, we need as much of it as we can get. The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes Kolto exports, but a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manaan anyway. So we made a deal. I know, but to the senators it seems to outweigh the risks. We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest Kolto directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction. An ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since. We don't know. We just don't know. As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith, but they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must live up to my end of the bargain. I took the liberty of having a submarine prepared for your departure. Merely use this card to get past the door behind our Kolto packing room and enter the sub they're in. It has been programmed to take you down to the station, and also to take you back up should you need something. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours, and nearly exhausted the mercenary population of this planet. The soldiers we have are barely enough to keep this base secure. The Sith have also noted our interest and begun to bribe mercenaries away from us. Please, find out what happened to the facility. There may be some survivors left down there. Perhaps even the head scientist, Kono Nolan. Good luck in your efforts.
How did you get in? Did they send another submersible? Quick, we have to get out of here. We have to get away. No! No, we have no time. We have to leave now. I managed to close the door after they killed everyone else, but I don't know how long it will hold. The Selkath, they went crazy. They started killing anything that moved. Someone must have triggered the defense systems too, because all the droids activated as well. I was one of the mercs the Republic sent down here to find out what happened. We came down and secured the first couple of rooms. There were bodies everywhere, and the Selkath came out, screaming and croaking their fishy little war cries. They swarmed out and over us. There was no way we could stop them. So we ran, but hardly any of us made it. I locked the door behind us, but the others had already left in the submersible. The sharks, the Faraxa out there, and worse. I heard an explosion shortly after the submersible left. They didn't make it. Just food for the sharks and the Selkath, like us. back to the surface, yes. No! There's something out there. It got the other submersible already.
Suggestion. Perhaps we could dismember the organic. It would make it easier for transport to the surface.
Hey, you can't just rip me to pieces. I'll die.
Amendment. I did forget that. Stupid, frail, non-compartmentalized organic meat bags.
We can't leave until you do something. Blow up the entire station, maybe. That might distract whatever it is long enough for us to escape to the surface. But all the machinery and stuff is in the southern half, and that's been flooded. There might still be environmental suits around, but the Selkath might have laid their eggs in them. No! I locked the door so the Selkath won't get in. If you open it, we're all done for. If you go in there, you're dead. You're all dead. If you want to die, then go. You won't hear me mourning for you. I'll stay here and be safe until some sort of real rescue comes.
there. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Come and eat me too. You can't get me, little fishy. Nothing here. I'm safe behind my walls. Investigate? You're just like the others. Fodder for the Selkath. Walking fish next. Trump, trump, trump. If you can run, you might be fast food. When the Selkath went insane and started killing everybody, I locked myself in here. I'm safe in here. Nothing can hurt me in here. No fishy food for me. Don't know. Go ask them. When the demon screamed, it shook every mind in the station. We fell to the ground but survived. Fishy fishies, though, they just got hungry. No, that's what the others said. Mercenaries like you, but they're dead. The Selkath ate them. Lunchy munchy. Only the ones left in the south part of the base might still be alive, or where the Kolto is. Few fishies there, but many, many, many fishies in between the water. No, that's what the others said. Only the ones left in the south part of the base might still be alive, or where the Kolto is. Bye-bye. Go look for fishy people. They'll chomp and bite and chomp and bite. Food for fishy. That's you.
Who's there? You're not Selkath, I can see that much. Are you another rescue crew? I'm a merc the Republic hired a couple days ago to investigate. But all we found was a bunch of insane Selkath killing everything that moves. All my companions are dead. The Selkath swarmed over us. There were dozens of them. And they looked wrong, somehow. Like something had changed inside them. Insane or something. Oh, I'd have gone back to the surface long ago if this complex hadn't been overrun by all those crazy Selkath. There's no way for me to get to the submarine docking bay. I discovered a way to get to the bay and seal off the rest of the base. I just have to find the Kolto harvester they built on the edge of the Hrackert Rift. It's got an emergency override to open the doors to the submarine docking bay. And I could get in from the outside. I figured my only chance was to slap on an environment suit, head out onto the ocean floor, and check that harvester out for myself. Besides, it's gotta be safer out on the ocean floor than back in there with all those crazed Selkath mutants running around looking for dinner. I'm not spending another minute in this facility. Not with those psychotic fish people all over the place. I'm heading out to the ocean floor right now. It leads to another complex of buildings. Going through them is the only way to reach the Kolto harvester. We should probably stick together, but I won't wait around in here with the Selkath. You can catch up with me if you want, down the hall and through the doors on the right. I'll be waiting on the ocean floor where it's safe. Come on, hurry up. Don't just stand there, we have to keep moving. The water is filled with cow! Ah!
No, you can't come in here. You'll let the Firaxa and the Selkath in. No, stay out! Stay out! I won't let you open the door for those monsters to get in. I'll stop you. I'll suck all the pressure out of the chamber. That'll stop you.
Kill them! Kill them now!
No. The Firaxa will get us. No, the Selkath are coming. No!
No! Ah!
I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know what came over me. I just panicked when I heard someone outside the door. Please forgive me. I'm just so scared.
We're both just scared.
When the Selkath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Frax and Sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Selkath researchers started screaming and clawing at everything around them. My team was torn apart and eaten before my eyes. Sammy and me, I thought we were the only ones left. We heard the Selkath outside the doors every once in a while, and strange noises echoing through the base.
We thought everyone was dead or insane. I must have been hysterical. I don't know what I can say. I truly apologize for the horrible mistake I was making.
I'm Kono Nolan, and this is Sammy. We were scientists working here on the Harakard Rift project. We had a secret agreement with the moderates in the Selkath government. They knew that Manaan could not survive independently if the Sith were victorious.
Those thugs would wipe out the whole damn planet just to get at the Kolto.
So the Republic approached them about making this secret installation to harvest more Kolto. where the Sith couldn't see us. But all that went horribly, horribly wrong.
We don't know. Not for sure.
The work teams were outside in the rift, near the vent. Then there was this rumbling, and my head felt like it was splitting open.
This monster rose up from the rift.
It was a Firaxa shark, I think. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen before. Bigger than our submersibles.
It was like it was screaming inside my head.
Then all the Selkaths started screaming too. And they turned on us. It was like they couldn't control themselves. Like the sound that the monster was making in our heads drove them insane.
Well, maybe it was protecting the ruins by the rift.
It could have been. It might have a lair in the Harakard Rift near the Kolto vent. That might explain a few things too. I don't know. It seems impossible, but maybe whatever sort of power it used to drive the Selkath insane masked it from us somehow. Maybe it was lying dormant deeper in the rift.
I think it might live there. Live there because of the Kolto.
Maybe. That would explain more. Like why it reacted so violently when our construction efforts got closer to the vent. And also, why it's so large. It must be feeding off the Kolto. It would have to be ancient indeed for it to reach that size. With Kolto as a food source.
And all those other Firaxan sharks? Those might be its offspring.
Which would be why they all swarmed when it called out to them. Children coming to protect their mother. That would be suicide! It's out there still!
Out there, waiting for us.
The Firaxan sharks have always been a serious problem. We had some blasters and projectile cannons to defend against them, but they still got some of our workers from time to time.
We were working on a soluble chemical compound that would drive them away. Something that smelled or tasted repulsive to them, but we never got it working right.
Oh, I think not. Even flawed like it is, it should be ideal for this situation.
No, it's not working right. You don't know what it'll do. The repellent we made was supposed to drive Firaxan sharks away, but we never got very far in its development. The one we tested instead was violently toxic to them, rupturing their outer skin in seconds and preventing them from drawing oxygen from the water by clogging their intakes.
Which is exactly what we need in this situation. Something to kill that monster shark that destroyed our station.
But we don't know how else the chemical reacts. We only tried it in a controlled environment. In the open ocean, who knows what it could do? It could even affect the Kolto.
We know exactly what it'll do. It'll kill the shark. That's what we designed it to do. You don't need to do anything else. We have a canister of the toxin here right now. We were working on it before the giant Firaxan drove all the Selkath insane. All you need to do is insert it into the main Kolto harvester and have it vented. Get away as soon as you can. We don't know how much worse it'll affect the giant Firaxan shark.
Well, the monster seems to have been driven out by the machinery we installed at the edge of the rift. We've seen it out there on the cameras, bashing itself against the machines. I think if you could destroy the machinery we installed, the shark would calm down and retreat back into its lair inside the rift. You can reprogram the harvesting machines to overpressure their self-oxidizing fuel so that the fuel tank canisters will rupture and the entire machine will destroy itself. The hydrolium gas we use is a gas at 1 to 3 million sanguine, a liquid at about 4 million sanguine, and a solid above that. When it's a liquid, it's very explosive. If you inject enough of the hydrolium gas into the tank, the pressure will be so great that it'll turn to liquid form and start a chain reaction inside the machine.
But we'll lose everything we've built here. All those years of work!
It's better than whatever your chemical will do to the water. Good. Destroying the machinery will be better in the long run. We can't risk damaging the environment or the Kolto. You'll have to break into the computer on the harvesting machine and fiddle with the fuel injectors to get the tank pressure up to the point where the hydrolium will liquidize. Once the machinery is gone, the shark should leave.
That won't work and you know it. We have to vent the toxin from the harvesting machine. Once the shark is dead, we can get back to mining the Kolto. You know what you have to do.
I just hope you make the right choice. We saw what you did out there on the cameras. Destroying the machinery was the right thing to do for everyone. That creature, the giant Firaxan shark, the guardian of the Kolto or whatever it was, seems to have calmed down a lot. It may even be safe to go outside now, but we'll stay here and wait for the Republic rescue crews. Thank you for not making a huge mistake.
I saw what happened on the camera, and I can't believe what you did. How could you willfully destroy the Kolto harvesting machinery? That'll set us back years. I'll have you know that when we get back to the surface, I'll have the Republic do a full inquiry into your actions. Now go back to the surface and get the Republic to send a real rescue team down for us.
At last, my search is over. I was beginning to fear someone else had killed you and deprived me of the pleasure you may have defeated the pathetic bounty hunter my master sent after you. But you are no match for me. I have studied at the foot of the Dark Lord himself. Your words mean nothing to me, unless you wish to beg for your life. No? Then I shall try to make this both quick and painful.
At its best.
You've returned. I was beginning to fear that you too might have been lost. Did you find out what had happened down there at the facility? Something was down there? Living in the rift by the Kolto? It's horrible. The entire operation wasted by a disaster we could never in 1,000 years have foreseen. What has happened to the facility itself? Were there any survivors? Well, that's good to know. Good to know indeed. But what has happened to the facility? Was it damaged? No, that is terrible. That will set our work back years. It may even cost us the war. While I am glad that you were able to solve our problems, the cost may have ended up being much too high. But you have done your job and helped us in our time of need. And for that, I thank you. Oh, and did you end up finding your star map? As you can see, by helping us, you helped yourself. Perhaps we can work together again in the future.
Come
kakinja nawabakon, pichage borang turang, nada chawa yishun kun, nova mulira tilai kuka, kang nibora tong chitsa, chesko yohaba kaba no pi do ula. Chiwi aita ka tong chicha, agi inko tune chuna mulira, tong itwama chikona, tong pitpa no kunek abon, tong itwama aki inko tune, ko tong itwama ji aki inko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka tong chicha, ki mulira kun kin, kimba no kunek yota. Kiska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smaktoma, kuyami kyusku chitanai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yuwabato kanchi, yatuka ulan. Kakinja na wabakaon, pichage borang turang, nada chawa yishun kun, noba mulira tilai kuka, kang nibora tong chitsa, chesko yohaba kaba no pi do ula. Tong hitwama aki inko tune, ko tong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka tong chicha, ki mulira kun kin, kimba no kun nik yota, kiska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smaktoma, kuyami kyusku chitanai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yuwabato kanchi, yatuka ulan. Tong hitwama aki inko tune, ko tong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka tong chicha, ki mulira kun kin, kimba no kun nik yota. Kiska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smaktoma, kuyami kyusku chitanai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yuwabato kanchi, yatuka ulan, tong hitwama aki inko tune, ko tong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka tong chicha, ki mulira kun kin, kimba no kunik yota. Chiwak aita kang kicha na chupornibo. Kun muliras nimo poiwanga tong itwama ji human aktung tukatune. Chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi unko tune chuna mulira tong itwama ji kona. Tong kipa no kunek abon. Tong itwama aki unko tune. Tong hitwama ji aki unko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka tong chicha, ki mulira kun kin, kimba no kun nik yota, chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo, kun muliras nimo poiwanga, tong hitwama ji human aktung tukatune. Tong hitwama aki unko tune, tong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka tong chicha, ki mulira kun kin, kimba no kun nik yota, kiska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smaktoma, kuyami kyusku chitanai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yuwabato kanchi, yatuka ulan. Tong hitwama aki inko tune, ko tong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka tong chicha, ki mulira kun kin, kimba no kun nik yota, kiska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smaktoma, kuyami kyusku chitanai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yuwabato kanchi, yatuka ulan. Tong hitwama aki inko tune, ko tong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong pa no kun, no nek, Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kung king. Kimba no kung nik yota. Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki snack toma, uyami juzgu chita nai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yubabato kanki, yatuka ulan, tong hitwama aki inko tune, otang hiwama ji aki inko tu, tong padokun, nonek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha, ki nuira kung king, Kimba no kung nik yota. Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki snack toma, uyami juzgu chita nai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yubabato kanki, yatuka ulan. Tong hitwama aki inko tune, potong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong padokun, nonek, Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kung king. Kimba no kung nik yota. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna mulira. Tangi wama jiko na. Tong ipa no kung nek abog. Tong hit wama aki inko tune. Potong hit wama ji aki inko tu. Tong padokun, nonek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kung king. Kimba no kung nik yota. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna mulira. Tangi wama jiko na. Tong ipa no kung nek abog. Chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo. Kun muliras mimo poi wanga tang itwama ji human act in ikatune diska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki snack toma uyami juzgu chita nai uchua penki topa na oto bokasa yubabato kanchi yatuka ulan tong hitwama aki inko tune potong hitwama ji aki inko tu Tong padokun, nonek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kung king. Kimba no kung nik yota. Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki snack toma, uyami juzgu chita nai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yubabato kanchi, yatuka ulan, chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna mulira tangi wama jiko na tong ipa non tu nek abog tong hit wama aki inko tune potong hit wama ji aki inko tu tong padokun nonek chiwi aita ka chong chicha ki mulira kung king kimba no kung nik yota Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki snack toma, uyami juzgu chita nai, uchua penki, topa na oto bokasa, yubabato kanchi, yatuka ulan, tong hitwama aki inko tune, potong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong padokun, nonek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha, ki mulira kung king. Kimba no kung nik yota. Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki snack toma, uyami juzgu chita nai, uchua penki, topa na oto bokasa, yubabato kanchi, yatuka ulan, tong hitwama aki inko tune, potong hitwama ji aki inko tu, tong padokun, nonek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kung king. Kimba no kung nik yota. Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki snack toma, uyami juzgu chita nai, uchua penki, topa na ota bokasa, yubabato kanchi, yatuka ulan, tong hitwama aki inko tune, Potong hiwamaji aki ukotu. Tong panokun, nonek. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kungking. Kimba no kungnik dota. Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu. Labora na winki smaktoma. Kuyami jusku chitanai. Uchua penki. Topa na ota bokasa. Yubabato kamchi. Datuka ulan. Tong hitwama aki ukotune. Potong hitwamaji aki ukotu. Tong panokun, nonek. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kungking. Kimba no kungnik dota. Diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu. Labora na winki smaktoma. Kuyami jusku chitanai. Uchua penki. Topa na ota bokasa. Yubabato kamchi. Datuka ulan. Tong hitwama aki ukotune. Potong hitwamaji aki ukotu. Tong panokun, nonek. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki mulira kungking. Kimba no kungnik dota. Jopa chawa wisyun kun. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Juba chi jopa kun wata. Kimba no kungnik dota. Tumirana no frata donko sercha doman toma. Chiska nichu. Kimba mulira tonaji. Kimba no kuniksat abog. Kakincha nawabakaon. Tung abashun ni chunchi. Dahuba botenya go jiji piti. Chaskronki to patslimo. Chino molirani dubo. Tokimba no kuneksak. Tongit mama jiko na. Tongit mama ji human act ikatune. Ichuta. Chiska nichu. Kimba mulira tonaji. Kimba no kuniksat abog. Kakincha nawabakaon. Tung abashun ni chunchi. Dahuba botenya go jiji piti. Chaskronki to patslimo. Chino molirani dubo. Tokimba no kuneksak. Tongit mama jiko na. Tongit mama ji human act ikatune. Ichuta. Dahuba botenya go jiji piti. Chaskronki to patslimo. Chino molirani dubo. Tokimba no kuneksak. Tongit mama jiko na. Tongit mama ji human act ikatune. Ichuta. Dahuba botenya go jiji piti. Chaskronki to patslimo. Chino molirani dubo. Tokimba no kuneksak. Tongit mama jiko na. Tongit mama ji human act ikatune. Ichuta.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that. In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds. Cathar was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran. They swooped down from space across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed. We were not members of the Republic. Cathar was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it. My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die. I don't need your sarcasm or your pity. He died at the hands of another, killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
How can I help? You have been patient with me, haven't you? I suppose you deserve an answer. But you have to understand how difficult this is for me to say. With all my training, I should be able to control myself better than this. But you're not like anything I expected. You're not like any man I've ever met before. I find myself watching you when I don't mean to. I'm thinking about you when I don't want to. It isn't supposed to be like this. I don't know. It shouldn't be so hard not to think of you. It should be easy not to think of you. I should have discipline. Jedi discipline. Every time I try to call on all my teachings to calm myself, they fail me. You have such power, such passion. I don't know if it's due to the bond between us, but I'm drawn to you. The Force is a part of you, as is your power. But that's not what attracted me to you. It's more than that. Maybe it's the bond we share. It gives us a certain intimacy. If I could, I would return to Dantooine. I need to be away from this bond of ours. I need to weaken it. I need to be anywhere but near you. But Malak must be stopped. My own feelings are nothing when compared to that. Yet I know this could affect the sake of our mission if it's not resolved. I can't let that happen. I think we should have some privacy for this. Come with me. You're stronger than I am, and there's no point in telling me otherwise. You will be a great Jedi, I think. I hope. In some ways you make me feel weak, like I'm caught up in the wake of our destiny. But at the same time, you make me feel stronger, more alive. I realize now these feelings are part of the bond we share. The Jedi Council surely realized this. They knew my loyalty to the doctrines of our order would be tested on this mission. By facing and overcoming my feelings for you, I've learned a valuable lesson about control and the dangers of emotion. This is an important step in understanding the Force. I'm sorry if this is not what you wanted to hear, but I felt that it was important you know our infatuation was nothing more than a result of our powerful bond. I'm afraid so. Although I suppose I should thank you for all you've done, for the lessons you've helped me learn. Please don't say it like that. You make it sound like I was using you. Don't you realize how difficult this was for me? Why do you think I came to this decision? I know how hard this is for both of us. You just kept pressing forward, so I had to be the one to step up and do the right thing. You're the one who can't face the truth. Malak has to be stopped. How can I do that if I let myself be blinded by my feelings for you? I hope you can put this behind you. You need to focus on stopping Malik, as difficult as that may be. Come, we should continue our mission.
Got something on your mind, dude? Innocent. I don't know what to make of it, to tell the truth. Do you think justice has been done? But that has little to do with the law, doesn't it? A sad state of affairs, that. Too bad, really. Sunry was a good man once. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches. Got something on your mind, dude? Did I say that? Strange the tricks memory plays on you when you get older. Didn't I say that my past was my affair? You don't see me poking and prodding you with questions, do you? I'm not here to satisfy your curiosity. No staring at the old man. That's what the sign says, damn it. And besides, you don't really want to hear about me. We're talking ancient history. Probably before you were born. History bores kids. Proven fact. Oh, fine, fine. Have it your way. Just don't cry about it later. Yes, I was an adventurer. Happy now? I wasn't even done with my Jedi training back then. I had a full head of hair and an eagerness to see absolutely everything. Sound familiar? The Council was never happy with willful, brash Jolie Bindo, you see. Even less so when I began my smuggling career. Don't look at me like that, damn it. I wasn't always the wrinkled coot I am now, you know. I can still fight, too. So wipe off that smirk I see there. At the time, the Yukata system was interdicted by its own king. He preferred to keep his people starving and poor, all the better to oppress them. The Senate was trying to negotiate a peace, but they were getting nowhere as usual. I decided I wasn't going to wait. I found myself a ship and a partner, and we began smuggling food and supplies to the Yukata citizenry through the blockade. Well, we didn't buy all the equipment per se. Some were happy to donate goods. Some we just knew had more than they could use. Stole is such a harsh word. They would have donated those goods readily enough if they were compassionate. I considered it a tax on the greedy. We only got caught once. A lone Yukatish frigate shot us down and forced a crash landing. I thought the Force had abandoned me, as I remember. Well, as it happens, getting shot down turned out to be very fortunate. That day was the day that was the day I met my wife. You know another way to get a wife? But yes, that's when I met her. If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to stop talking now. My mouth is starting to draw flies.